These are some of the struggles I faced working at Disneyland Paris. The language barrier. Oh my God. So every morning we had to say our ID in French, and I think every morning for the time I was there, I struggled. I would write it in phonetics in my phone and kind of sound it out. Hey Reggie, how's it going? So that was a struggle. We did face character work, and we had one hour lesson in French, and then they fed us to the wolves. That was it. Come on, Reg, give it a bone. We did have a minder, or they called them an ACC, and they would tell us before the guest or the family would come into the pavilion what nationality they were, so we could kind of prepare ourselves. But sometimes they were Mexican, sometimes they were Swiss, sometimes they were like just all these different nationalities, Belgium, all the different ones. So obviously you can't you can't know all these languages. I mean, you can study it on the side, but basically they taught us when we did the training that you can just speak to them in English, and like the little kids are so taken by you because whoever you're friends with, you are in the beautiful wig and the makeup and the costume, and you really do look like the cartoon drawing. So like just speaking to them and telling your story, and then you do the little autograph, take a photo, have a little hug, and then leave. The brutal work hours. I remember learning a parade, getting there at 11 p.m. and then not leaving until the sun rose at I think about 6 a.m. And it's really hard to think at that hour through the night and then through the early morning. I remember at RWS as well, we were on the early morning shift for rehearsals in New York. So we would start at 6 a.m. and we would finish at 2 p.m. So waking up around 5 a.m. to have a coffee, try and everything. And it's really hard to pick up choreography at 6 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, just be aware that with rehearsals for contracts and like Disneyland Paris, you could be working through the really late hours of the night into the early morning, learning a parade, or you could be on the breakfast shift, and that happens very early as well. The low pay. Just be prepared. At Disneyland Paris, the pay is quite low, and in comparison to all the other Disney parks, they don't give you a per diem, they don't pay for your accommodation, you have to pay for the accommodation. The weather shock. Oh my God. I had never seen snow fall from the sky before. So how old was I when I worked at Disneyland Paris? 27? I want to say 27. It was 2018. And I remember being in the Pluto suit and I was shivering cold when it was snowing. It was so cold. But it was the most magical experience to see snow falling from the sky for the first time at Disneyland. I was in my element. I loved it. It was so great. All in all, it was an incredible experience, and I would definitely do it again. These are just some challenges that I faced when I lived in Paris.